Yo, so we're back for a video. So I saw Geekdom or whatever his name is reacting to one of these videos here, and I looked through a bunch of these Watch Mojo Dragon Ball videos, and honestly, some of them are a little bit weird, or not weird as in the sense like anime weird, but I think because Watch Mojo knows absolutely nothing about Dragon Ball. So we have top 10 Dragon Ball Z games. Now it's pretty well established what the best games are. Okay, everyone knows that Xenoverse, Tenkaichi, Sparking Zero, um, like what the 8 OG Tenkaichi games, Budokai. Everyone knows that those games are on top. Okay, now let's see what Watch Mojo thinks are the best Dragon Ball Z games.
These are the games that went even further beyond. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Dragon Ball Z games.
For more gaming videos, check out our new spin-off channel, Mojo Plays, for in-depth reviews, thoughtful video essays, detailed character origins, and insightful commentary. Mojo Plays, games smarter.
For this list, we'll be seeing which games that carried the Dragon Ball Z license have the Number 10, Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit.
Burst Limit?
Unlike some of the other entries we'll see on this list, Burst Limit took the franchise to a more cinematic approach in its fighting style. Through the use of drama pieces, players could earn stat buffs or health boosts in the middle of a fight. This feature made the story mode, dubbed Z Chronicles, more
Now I never played this game, right? But I know this game was incomplete. They rushed the release. I think they were about to be late for the release, and they just rushed it. This only goes up to the Cell Saga. This doesn't even go past Cell, right? There's no Dragon Ball. There's no there's no Buu Saga. There's none of the other stuff. There's no. I don't think there's even Gogeta, Vegeta. I don't think there's none of that. All right. This only goes up to Cell Saga.
exciting, and it encouraged players to experiment with different loadouts. On top
Loadouts?
of that, the combat was basic enough for any new player to jump in, while still satisfying for those coming from other Dragon Ball games.
This is basically Budokai. Budokai in HD. That's basically
Number
what
9,
this is.
Dragon Ball Z Legendary Super Warriors.
I never played this, by the way, so I don't know. But I wouldn't like this if I
The
played
Dragon
it.
Ball franchise has not been a stranger to turn-based combat, as we'll see later on, and Legendary Super Warriors managed to pull it off. Despite being on the Game Boy Color, this game boasted some impressive graphics, given the detailed sprites
Impressive graphics?
and
Okay.
animations. And that music, whew, it really helps the battle feel.
That's one thing I hear a lot about the older games, like the DS, like these type of games, is that the music is like really good. That's the one thing I always hear about these games, is the music is just top tier. Even if the game itself sucks, the music will always be on top.
Feel a little more intense. With its complex combat and strategy, players can expect to be constantly challenged and forced to think of new tactics. Just don't get discouraged if you lose a few times. We know the difficulty is a little crazy. Number 8, Dragon Ball Fusions. Show of hands,
I never played
who
this
here
game
has
either.
done the fusion dance with their friends? No lying, we know you have. But has it occurred to anyone that not many Dragon Ball games go in depth with fusions? Leave it to Dragon Ball Fusions to deliver an RPG that focuses heavily on fusions.
See, that's also
However,
like
for an
another
idea
thing that I
sounds
really
far-fetched,
liked about,
Fusions
or I
executes
literally
its
like about
concept
this
well,
game.
given
I
how
never
much
played
of
it. Is
strategy lies
the
in
fusions you can do. You can do a lot of
abilities
fusions in this
you're
game. It's just
granted.
like very random.
As you might expect, this can lead to a few funny-looking results.
What in God's name?
Especially with the 5-way fusion. So, if you like
5-way
RPGs,
fusion?
Dragon Ball, and own a 3DS, we're sure you'll love fusions.
This looks like a Pokemon-esque game, I'm not gonna lie.
Number 7, Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure. As one of the rock-solid Dragon Ball titles to hit the Game Boy Advance, Advanced Adventure was a platformer beat-em-up that retells most of the events of the original Dragon Ball storyline. It was impressive for a handheld game, as Advanced Adventure was filled to the brim with content. Once you beat the main story, you could play through it again.
Hey,
as
that looks
villain,
like fighters.
Or play through the extra mode, where Goku can play mini-games to unlock additional characters. Top that off with a versus mode for you and your friends, and a survival mode against bosses, and you've got yourself a handheld classic.
I'm curious to skip to what number 1 is.
Number 6, Super Dragon Ball Z.
This game is horrible, by the way. Everyone who's ever played it, this game is horrible. This game is bad. This game is really bad. Legacy of Goku 2.
Number
Is that
5,
the good one?
Dragon Ball Z, The Legacy of Goku 2.
Oh, that music is nice. Ooh.
Wow, Dragon Ball really rocked on handheld consoles,
Vegeta.
eh?
Where's
This
that
action
music coming
RPG
from?
Of the Legacy of Goku series picked up where its predecessor left off, while making significant changes.
Which one
and
was the
improvements
best
to the
one? Legacy of
formula.
Goku, Legacy of
The
Goku
combat
2.
featured charged melee attacks, capsules could be equipped
Melee.
to improve stats,
Charged melee
and
attacks.
characters were given the ability to transform. Yes, we did say characters, plural. One of the coolest things about Legacy of Goku 2 was that, despite the name, you could play as Gohan, Piccolo, Trunks, Vegeta, and everyone's favorite idiot Hercule. It's got a good story, deep gameplay, and a hefty amount of replayability. This was the Dragon Ball game your friends would be jealous of. Number 4, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2.
Xenoverse 2 is 4?
It was a dream come true when the first Xenoverse came around. I mean, we can create our own Super Saiyan, sign me up. While Xenoverse
Sign
2
me
was
up.
not a huge improvement, that doesn't mean keeping things
Wait.
While Xenoverse 2 was not a huge improvement, that doesn't mean keeping things the same is a bad thing. Along with the familiar combat system,
A huge improvement from what?
it was a dream come true when the first Xenoverse came around.
They said that Xenoverse 2 was not a huge improvement. Are you high?
With the familiar combat system doesn't mean keeping things the same is a bad thing.
Are you high? Not a huge improvement. Are you high? Dude. This is like you look at this and then you look at Xenoverse 1. It's like Tenkaichi to Tenkaichi 2. Right? Tenkaichi 1 and Tenkaichi 2, separate games, dog. You even look at them, you're like, this is not even the same game. Xenoverse 1 and 2 is the same thing. There's no advanced combat. There's no advanced combat isn't advanced combos. It's just one lame ass combo every time. The customization was trash. The world or whatever the hell, the Kantan city, trash. Bro,
Along with the
WATCHMOJO
familiar combat system and gorgeous visuals,
Yo,
we were given
I
a
don't think
longer
they ever
campaign
played these
and
games.
even
They
more
never played
options
these
to
games.
Customize our characters.
like look at this. Here's another.
We were given a longer campaign
In
and
terms of
even more
customization,
options to
if we go to
customize
the
our
skill set,
characters.
you didn't have a separate button for awoken skill. There was that was like L2, R2, and circle in Xenoverse 1 was just always blocked off. You couldn't even use that. For you to add a transformation, you have to use one of your ultimate attack slots. That is lame. That is dumb. And you're telling me it's not a huge improvement. WATCHMOJO and you. Oh my.
Speaking of which,
guys are
it was
trash at
awesome
this.
to see Bandai Namco.
All right, what's 3?
Number 3, Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, I mean, I
Budokai 3.
think Infinite World was way better, but sure. Well, let's see what they're gonna say. This was not a huge improvement from Xenoverse 2, from Budokai 2.
A game
Let's
with
see.
meat on its bones. What made the Budokai game so great was how it managed to make us feel like we were making our own episode of the show. This was thanks to speedy combat and the awesome
Bro, these are all like
hypermode
generic
mechanics.
things they're saying. Like, there's
Boasting extravagant graphics for the time, Budokai 3 tops the list for its replayable game modes and massive roster, which features over 40 characters from across Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and even the Dragon Ball movies. We can't forget the stellar sound design, which makes the game more immersive in how you can almost feel the punches and intense speed of the characters' movements. Number 2, Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
what's number 1? Oh, this was 7 years ago.
Holy crap, this was the good stuff right here. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 at the time was the ultimate Dragon Ball Z fighting game. Where do we even begin with this one? Well, for starters, the day and night cycles allowed us to recreate fights from the series. The combat is so deep,
What?
fast-paced, and intense. Oh, and
What's so good about this game is that there was day and night, which makes you recreate fights, and the combat was so nice.
did we
What
mention
the
that you
most
can play
generic
over
thing I've ever heard, bro.
100 characters? 100 characters.
100
Some of them
characters.
even have different
Shut up. What's number one?
Unwise to make
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. This is no. All right, guys. Anyway, guys. That was reacting to the top 10 Dragon Ball Z games according to WatchMojo. Fighters is the #1 game. Okay. Anyway, I might see you all in the next reaction. WatchMojo is gonna become my new clown. I'm about to clown these idiots, bro. Anyway, goodbye.